Welcome back to Decode the Illusion. Your awakening starts here. Today we're diving deep into a topic that many of us grapple with. That voice in your head, it never stops. It's always there judging, always there complaining, always there comparing. But here's the truth. That voice isn't you. Your journey to awakening begins here, fueled by courage, clarity, and a deep desire to grow. You're not alone. We're moving forward together. Remember, this is the second step, and we'll be with you every step of the way, all the way to the end. And if you enjoyed today's message, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Now let's get into it. The concept of having a voice in our head can be traced back thousands of years. Ancient Greek philosophers pondered upon it. They saw it as the dialogue between two individuals within one person, the better angel and the demon. What they were describing was the same phenomenon we now call the inner dialogue, that chatterbox in our head. But here's the fascinating part. Most of us never question this inner voice. We simply accept it as part of being human. We grow up hearing that voice. And as children, we don't have the capacity to understand where these thoughts come from, or who's really in control. We just know that those thoughts feel like us. Think about it. For most of our lives, we've been taught that this inner monologue is our truest form of communication, that it's what makes us human, that it's the essence of our consciousness. But what if I told you that this incessant chatter is just noise? What if it's nothing more than mental static obscuring your true nature? Here's the groundbreaking idea. You are not your thoughts. Absolutely right. You are not the sum total of all those thoughts, opinions, judgments, and stories that run through your head. Those thoughts are generated by your brain, yes, but they don't define who you are. Neuroscience tells us that our brains are constantly bombarded with sensory information, and we process this information through our five senses: sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. But what happens to this data when it reaches our brains? It gets filtered, interpreted, and categorized based on our past experiences and stored as memories. When you recall these memories, you relive those past experiences in your mind. These recollections form the basis of your identity, your likes, your dislikes, your beliefs, and your values. As you interact with the world, new information is continuously added to this mental repository, shaping and reshaping your understanding of reality. But here's the crucial point. You are not this compilation of data. You are the observer of these thoughts, the one who experiences them. Consider this. When you look at an object, let's say a chair, you don't see the countless numbers of photons bombarding your retinas. You simply perceive the chair. Similarly, when you listen to music, you don't hear the sound waves oscillating. You experience the melody. In both instances, you are aware of the phenomena, but you are not the phenomena itself. So too with your thoughts. You are aware of them, but you are not the thoughts themselves. When you realize this, you begin to see that the voice in your head is just a reflection of your stored memories and experiences. It's not the authentic you. Think about the voice in your head. It's often filled with negativity. You might catch yourself thinking, I'm not good enough. I'm not beautiful enough. I'm not smart enough. Or maybe you find yourself engulfed in worries about the future. Will I ever find love? Will I achieve my goals? Will I ever be happy? And then there's the comparisons, the constant need to measure up. Why is she so successful? Why does he have it all? Why am I still struggling? This inner dialogue can often be a breeding ground for self-doubt, fear, and discontent. So where do these thoughts come from? Well, they originate from your limbic brain, the seat of your emotions. This part of the brain is highly influenced by your past experiences, especially those that have a strong emotional component. Your limbic brain processes these experiences and stores them in the form of memories. Memories that can be triggered by various stimuli, bringing those thoughts and emotions to the surface. These memories are not objective. They are colored by your emotions, your beliefs, and your values. For example, let's say you had a traumatic experience in a car accident. Your limbic brain processes this event, storing it as a memory. This means that whenever you hear a loud noise similar to the accident, your brain triggers the memory, bringing up the associated emotions like fear and anxiety. This is why some people develop a fear of cars or certain sounds. Similarly, your inner dialogue is filled with thoughts that are influenced by your past experiences. These thoughts are not neutral. they are colored by your beliefs and emotions. For instance, if you grew up believing that you're not good enough, you might find yourself constantly thinking thoughts like, "I'm not enough." These thoughts are not facts. They are interpretations based on your past experiences and beliefs. Now here's the thing. Your limbic brain doesn't differentiate between past, present, or future. It reacts to memories as if they are happening in the present. This is why you can feel the same emotions today as you did years ago. This also means that your inner dialogue is not always accurate or rational. It's often clouded by your past experiences and beliefs. Imagine you're driving and you see a car that has the same make and model as the one you had the accident in. Your limbic brain triggers the memory of the accident, causing you to feel fear and anxiety, even though the new car has nothing to do with your past trauma. In this scenario, your inner dialogue might be filled with thoughts like, "I'm in danger, I'm not safe." These thoughts cause you to react in ways that aren't appropriate for the current situation. You might slam on the brakes or swerve out of nowhere, all because your inner dialogue is clouded by past experiences. This is why many people find it challenging to overcome limiting beliefs and negative thought patterns. Your inner dialogue is constantly feeding you information that isn't always accurate or helpful. It's like trying to navigate with a GPS that's constantly giving you wrong directions. However, once you realize that your inner dialogue is not your true self, you can start to observe your thoughts without judgment. From this place of awareness, you can start to see your thoughts as just that, thoughts. You begin to understand that you are not your thoughts, that you are the one who experiences them. When you realize this, you're stepping into the space behind your thoughts. Some call it the space of presence or the space of awareness. It's the place where you are connected to the stillness within and around you. It's in this stillness that you find your true power. Being in this state allows you to access a deeper level of intelligence. It enables you to make decisions that are aligned with your highest good. It's the place where intuition and creativity flow. It is where you tap into the wisdom of the universe. Think of it this way. Imagine you're standing on the shore of a calm, crystal-clear lake. The water is still reflecting the beauty of the sky above. This is the inner stillness we're talking about. Now picture a flock of birds flying overhead. They create ripples on the surface of the lake, disturbing the stillness. These ripples represent your thoughts and emotions. When you're not connected to the stillness, you might find yourself caught up in the ripples, tossed about by the winds of change. But when you return to the shore, when you reconnect with that inner stillness, you regain your center. You become rooted in the unshakable wisdom of the universe. So how do you get there? How do you reconnect with this inner stillness? Through meditation, through spending time in nature, through engaging in activities that bring you joy and peace. By doing so, you start to quiet the noise in your head, and you begin to hear your true voice, your voice. It's subtle yet powerful. It speaks in whispers, not shouts. It's gentle, patient, and loving. It aligns with the energy of the universe. When you listen to your true voice, you feel a sense of harmony within and without. Your actions flow effortlessly, guided by intuition and creativity. In essence, the voice in your head is not you. You are the observer of your thoughts, not the thoughts themselves. Your true self resides in the stillness, waiting for you to reconnect with it. It's in this stillness that you find your power, your wisdom, and your peace. The journey of self-discovery is a profound one, and realizing this truth might be the first step towards your awakening. If you found this message helpful, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Your likes and shares help spread this message to more people, allowing them to benefit too. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Awaken Your Magic. I'll see you next on episode 3, You've Been Programmed. Since birth, it's time to wake up.